honor spiritual growth, connection, ongoing community with other writers. So this I'll be dropping some links throughout so you can keep in touch with Maker Mentor Muse, such as our email list. If you like what we do, we also will invite you to support us through a GoFundMe. And then this is only the first of Raise 2 classes. So I'll also drop the link again if anyone would like to register for the second session in 2 weeks. Otherwise, I will pass it over to Ma.
Thank you. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you all for joining us today. I'm really excited about this workshop. And I just want to say it is such a joy to introduce Ray Diamond. I met Ray through the music scene in 2018 at a New Year's Day party. And we discovered that we both lived in El Cerrito, and we started writing together every month, then twice a week, and then weekly, and we continued to write together. And I just want to say that Ray continues to inspire me in so many ways. And I'd like to share Ray's bio. Ray Diamond is a neurodivergent interdisciplinary artist, educator, and nature advocate who inhales life and exhales poems, music, and other creations. They are the author and artist of Floating Bones, the author of the Kantaji Oracle. Ray is the founder of the Long Tone Choir, a student and teacher of Qigong, and a lover of both the transcendent and the absurd. Let's welcome Ray.
Thank you. Thanks, Ma. Thanks everyone for coming. I just want to add one quick little thing to my bio because it's new. I'm also a poetry reader for Blood Tree Lit. So if any of you are poets out there, please submit. We are open and I'll get to read and vote on your work. So maybe you'll even write something today that you want to send. So anyways, just dropping that and it's a paying market. So anyhow, that's all. Yeah, but yeah, thank you so much for coming. Before I dive into things, I just want to know if anyone has any questions or requests or needs. Feel free to put them in the group chat or contact me directly and I will try to notice it, but I can't guarantee. But also you can just unmute yourself if you want to just shout anything out. So I'm just going to wait one moment. Okay. Can always add something later. All right. So before we dive into the material for today, I want to start with just this really basic idea that is, I think, really critical to keep in mind, especially as we're like on Zoom together, is that you are part of nature and your body is you're an animal. You have an animal body. And so I wanted to, before we go into the screen world any further, maybe invite you, if you feel comfortable, to just close your eyes and just feel your breath wherever you notice it, if that's comfortable for you. And if you're not comfortable with feeling your breath, just feel the surfaces supporting your body, the chair, the floor. Maybe tune into your heart. If that feels comfortable, you can even put your hand over it or not and see if you can feel it beating. And then just knowing that, expanding beyond your body, that there's this whole group of people feeling their bodies, feeling their hearts, their breath. And beyond this group, there's the whole rest of the world, all these animals and even the plants breathing together. Just take your time opening your eyes, maybe slowly if that works for you, to just ease back in. Thanks for doing that with me. And you're welcome. Everyone who said thank you and sent hearts. So now I'm gonna share. We're gonna go into the realm of PowerPoint now together. But just know that at any moment you can go back, you can close your eyes, you can mute me, you can go back to that interior space if you need to, and also beyond this workshop. So anyways, yeah, nature writing is medicine. Today we're working on tuning to the subtle. Breath is very subtle. The heartbeat can be subtle. It can be very insistent too. And I'm not going to say much about me because other people have Maha already said plenty. But this is just so you know, these are my 2 books, and then I also have a Substack called Love Letters to Humanity, which is kind of like the nest in which I'm hoping to send my eventual book, Love Letters to the Lonely, out into. So those are, if you want to stay connected, and if you have a Substack, let me know and I'll follow you too. So let's be in community there for anyone who wants. All that aside, let's look at nature writing as medicine. So, well, with nature writing, we've got nature, we've got writing. And so how do we connect to nature? I mean, the most important thing is to spend time in nature, but you just saw that you don't have to actually go outside to do that. You can go inside to do that. That nature is right here. And it's in the people around you. And we get so caught up in being human and forget that that's like nature, that's an animal. But that aside, you can also go out into nature. But I think that what happens when you go out in nature is that you start to feel your own nature more, and it gets easier to remember it. So I think it's this matter of having some of both. That's just at least my experience, is the more I go out in nature, the more I remember to come into nature. And when I'm out in nature, I feel more in my nature. So see if that ends up being true for you. But it's easy to accept the beautiful parts of nature, but there's less beautiful parts of nature and of human nature. So that's kind of the thing. So we think of nature as being this beautiful, perfect thing, but it is, but it's also complex. And then writing. What is writing? Like it's this thing you can create stuff with it, but it's also this way of organizing your mind. And as you organize your mind, you get insights that you wouldn't arrive at if you weren't writing. And that's for better or for worse, because you don't get insights that you would arrive at if you just went in your body or if you just stepped out in nature, right? So it's like, I think people talk about that the opportunity cost. So writing gives you this wonderful opportunity to understand certain things that you couldn't understand otherwise, but it does come at this cost of, like, you're sort of leaving your body in a certain way. And this is why I like to come back to it, start from it. And so that's just another like little tip of, like, maybe you came to this class thinking nature writing, forests, oceans, yeah, and that's part of it, but it's also the nature right here. And then what is medicine? So this is, in Western society, we think of, if I say the word medicine, it's very likely that you think of like a pill, right? Something that comes in a little plastic bottle with a label on it and some warnings and instructions. But really, like on a deeper level, medicine is that which cures illness. And hopefully, or that's its intention, right? Um, if we have the right medicine for the particular illness, then it can cure, right? But not all medicine cures all illnesses. So there's that fitting the medicine to the illness. And so this is something we can think about as writers, is like, what actually is the illness that's going on in our world that we can, what medicine do we even need to look for, right? And I think it's like you can't like a doctor can't heal, or a healer can't heal if they're trying to fix a broken arm when it's there's actually a broken leg. So anyways, there's that. And then there's also this other definition of medicine as being the inherent and specific qualities of any given thing. You have medicine. You have particular medicine, each one of you, that is needed now. Like if you're alive now, then your medicine is needed now. I think that's such a good thing to remember. And it's hard to trust because you can feel really small because it's a big world, and it's like there's ice in your neighborhood, and like, what do you do? Like you can't make it go away. So it feels like you don't have medicine, but you do, right? And or there's ice in someone else's neighborhood and you're far away, there's nothing you can do. So it's just, but you do have medicine, and it's just this, like, it's your medicine is your specific qualities. And so understanding yourself is as important as understanding the medicine of other things. But by exploring the medicine of other things, it's easier to see your own medicine, and vice versa. Okay. So, and this gets us in touch with what's possible in each object, right? This has a specific medicine. It's going to be super different from this medicine. They both have, like, they're both kind of brown, right? But heavy, light, kind of bumpy, smooth, soft, etc. So let's just do, I want to like kind of intersperse our time together with me blabbing and you getting to like take a break from that and just actually work with what I've said, and work with what that insight set brings for you. So I'm gonna offer you a 2-minute speed free write. And so I haven't started my timer yet. So for the 2-minute writes, my suggestion is pen and paper rather than typing. But do what you need to do. And the thing is, keep your pen moving. Even if you don't know what to write, you can just keep writing, what is my medicine? What is my medicine? Until something else comes out. Or I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write until something else comes out. Or the last thing that you wrote, and then something else will come. So, so I'm going to start my 2 minutes. What is your medicine? right, that was our time. Feel free to brain drain. And I'm going to move on to our next bit here. So, medicine writing. This is the crux of our work together today. Medicine has the power to heal. So what exactly is healing? So I love looking at the roots of language, and the root of the word heal is the same as the root of the word whole, and it means whole. So to heal is to make whole. And so you can think about that you are a healer through your writing, or a wholer, and that you are writing to make things whole where they are broken. If you like, you don't have to take it on, but whether, and that could be just for yourself. You might just be whole in yourself. You might be whole in a relationship that you're working through, or a specific situation, or you might be whole in the world, whatever you're called to. And then just to be reminded, a medicine that reminds you how to make yourself whole. That's the ideal medicine in my book. So that's another thing, is like, maybe you're just a reminder of other people's medicine when they read it, you're writing. So that's what we're kind of getting at here. So did everyone bring their objects? Because if you didn't, go get some right now. Hold them up if you're let me see. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Okay. Oh, a pomegranate feather. Okay, I got an acorn. We got some feathers out there. I don't even know where mine went. Here it is. But, okay. Yeah, I love that pomegranate. Oh, that's it looks like a turkey feather, maybe. Cool. All right. So anyways, you've got your objects, and oops, sorry. So so I'm gonna just ask you we're gonna go through a little process here. So just pick one object that you want to work with for now, and just write down 2 to 3 descriptive words or phrases for that one, and then move on to the next. So and you can see here on my slide, don't think, just sense. Use your senses. Smooth or bumpy, dense or airy, heavy or light. And just get as basic as you can. And then write what these various medicines teach you, what they remind you of. Oops, sorry. Well, we'll do it in that order. And then writing about what those various medicines, those descriptive words or phrases, what diseases, what illnesses might they bring balance to? Like, what does airy heal? What does bumpy heal? What does patterned or fractaled heal? So I'm just going to offer you can keep going with this process. You can also, if you want to start weaving some of this together into a poem or a piece of writing, feel free. I just kind of want you to, if you feel done with the step that we're at, then there's you can kind of start to pull it together into something new, or you can continue if you're enjoying this stage in the process. So I'll give you another few more minutes. So maybe just starting to wrap up. Does anyone want to share anything from the road? So, Elizabeth? I'm not hearing you, but I can see that your mic is on. Is it just me?
No, I can't hear. Is it lit? Who's?
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah, sorry, I'm in a friend's apartment in New York City. And so I didn't really want anyway, I didn't really want to share what I wrote, like, and I apologize for being late also. I'm here and it's been very chaotic, a lot of family stuff going on. So I don't really want to share what I actually wrote, but I just wanted to say that thinking about this in this way was useful for recognizing a habit of mind, like a more controlled or like intellectual habit of mind. And this is like a freeing exercise. So I want to say it's like I can see the invitation to go somewhere else. Anyway, just wanted to say thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Yeah, we all have those patterns. Little, very deep grooves.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, okay, so let's what I just will say that look back on all these things that you're writing now. I'm just going to have you try out techniques and see what they give you. And you may want to go back to them and you might find some treasures to work with into pieces, but you might also just be exploring techniques. So in any case, all right, so the next we're going to start getting into the senses, because so basically being animals, we have senses, and so we take things in through. So listening is the first sense we're going to explore. But what I want to say is I'm not going to go into looking. We just did a practice of looking, right? So most of you probably wrote about how something looked. Maybe it's texture. I don't know. But it's hard to get the sound of an object that's still. But anyways, we're going to explore listening. But humans are, as long as your eyes are working, we're a very vision centered species. That's just our strongest sense. But other species, but because of that, we think in particular ways that are sight based. And then we project that onto other creatures, right? But like other creatures, say dogs, for example, have incredible senses of smell, and they're not really looking at stuff as much, they're smelling. And so in other animals, uh, it's listening or whatever. But anyhow, it's a nice thing to, as you're going, we'll get more into that in the next uh, in a couple weeks when we go into other minds. But for now, just know that you're vision centric, and so working with any other sense is going to expand your mind beyond where it tends to go. So it's a good mind training for anyone who wants to do that. All right. So so uh I wanted to just, for the sake of doing something different other than lecture. I wanted to just share a poem of mine. It's basically a sound journey from one when I was walking from one place to another, and I just took note of every sound intricately. So wanted to just get you into the feeling, and I'm not sharing what it looks like, even though there's a strong visual component, because I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and just listen. Orbit of ears. Tender lap of inlet. Water polyrhythmic against tethered docks and moored boats. Flap and clang of ropes resonant against bare masts. Curmudgeon squonks of the heron who owns the sand spit trilling gulls inhabit without possessing. Rushed expulsion of held air of surfacing seals preceding melodic liquid ripples centripetal over luminous supersurface realm. Feet step, hollow taps on wood, distant thunder rolls on metal, protracted crunch on stones, press, snap, crack on dry roadside weeds not yet softened by autumn rains. Passed by rush rumbles of motor-driven vehicles. Passing by swish twig snaps of startled beings unseen in undergrowth. Approaching the growing solo of a "Who cooks for you?" barred owl with its descending glissando finale. Whoo, that fades as the unalarmed banshee screeches of a barn owl swell into consistent intermittent prominence that settle into hovering counterpoint duet at a distance with the ostinato duple rhythm of rubber soles upon pavement, steady, low, quiet, and close, continuing until weighted rubber hits stone steps, then wood deck, then ceases as metal jangle of keys preludes roll and clunk of turning turned lock. Owl rasps accompany and continue beyond creaks of opening, closing door. Thanks, Mary. So, sound you can do a whole piece that is just describing sound, and it just immediately becomes evocative because sound is whereas sight, you look at specific things and you can kind of take in a span, but sound it's an immersive experience. It's all around you. And it's actually, although our brains turn it into this phantasmagoria that we call sound, it's actually physical sensation. Sounds are waves that go inside your ears. And these waves, they travel on molecules. They don't travel through air. So they're jumping from molecule to molecule and then going into your molecules of your animal body. You feel sound. You also, your brain turns it into something that we call hearing, but you literally feel sound. And so that's why working with sound in your writing can be so powerful, because you're going to get right into people's molecules. In a good way, not in a creepy way. Hopefully, and if your intention is medicine, then hopefully you can get those molecules moving in a way that is maybe good for your readers, or and so anyways, let's do see the power of the medicine of listening. So just to give you like a few kind of entry points to just practice now, is water. Water makes so many sounds. Um, so I'm just gonna give you, let's do, you guys, do you like the 2 minutes or does anyone prefer 5? Let's just, can you throw it in the chat? I just want to make sure you're happy with what we're doing. I don't know if I even see, no, there's chats. Okay, 6 new. Sorry, I'm like talking out loud or thinking out loud. 5, 3, 5, 5. I like 3. 4 or 5. 2. We've got a lot of 5s. It's mostly 5s. Let's do, why don't we do 4? So to make the 2. I'm sorry to Yvonne, I'm sorry that we're not doing 2, but it looks like most people want a little more. So let's do 4. All right, so 4 minutes to, we'll do one of these prompts, we'll do 2 minutes. How's that? So this one we'll do 4 minutes. Describe the sound of a body of water. It could also be rain. You don't have to do a body. So just you pick, and I'm setting my timer 4 minutes. And 4 minutes is a little long, so you don't have to write constantly. Have fun. Just the sound. Okay, that was our 4 minutes. Feel free if you're just still in your water realm and you want to keep going, feel free. Otherwise, we're going to go on to describing the sound of an animal of your choosing. And when I say animal, it could be a single animal or it could be like a whole group of a certain animal. So your choice, but just let's pick one animal, whether it's a group of that animal or an individual. And for this one, let's do 3 minutes. Okay, again, that was our time. But also, if you're deep in your animal, keep going. Otherwise, let's do 2 minutes describing the sound of wind. And so for this one, you might want to try that don't stop writing technique since it's just 2 minutes. See what happens. Sound of wind. Wind itself, wind through trees, wind in different environments and climates, stormy or clear winds. Those 2 minutes went way too fast for me. Feel free to brain drain. And anyone who wants to share, just maybe like popcorn, I know you probably don't want to, but just I know everyone got some gems in there. Take a look, find a gem and just popcorn it out. I'll start. The moan of trees moved by the invisible.
Goats in the brush swish against the brush bush. A cluck they move in.
Stamina of the orange crunch.
We couldn't hear you. Sorry.
Touch of tongue on fur.
Nice. Is that it? Anyone else? All right. Again, that might be a technique that you're just trying out, or maybe you want to weave some of that into something. Anyhow, let's move on to another sense. So feeling, so this is, again, remember that sound is hearing is actually a felt sense. And so now we're going to get deeper into feeling. And we already did the brief guided meditation, but let's just come back to the body. And so maybe just close your eyes. And again, just feel the surfaces supporting you. And then take your attention to the nostrils and feel the flow of air and its shift in temperature, how it's cooler as it comes in and warmer as it flows out. And take your attention to the sensations in your mouth, the moisture there, the different surfaces. Feel them with your tongue. Your teeth are smooth and hard. There's softer palates and harder palates. How the cheeks feel compared to the gums. If you can feel the moisture in the eyes. And then just noticing various temperatures in different parts of your body. What's the temperature like around your face? In your chest? In your hands? In your belly? In your feet? Noticing pulsation of breath. Rhythm. And again, I'm going to ask you to try to open your eyes slowly as you come out. Okay, we're doing that. So, I know we just wrote, but it's the best teacher. I mean, I can blab forever, but I think that your experience and what you discover is much more important than anything I have to say. And hopefully the things I say just lead you to your own discoveries. But I'm going to invite you to once again write, describe what you felt during that meditation. Go deeper into anything that you didn't get to go deep enough into. Feel free to close your eyes and return to the meditation, to those various explorations, and just write. Let's do 5 minutes since most people wanted 5 for that last one. We'll do that. Nope. Feel free to finish. So now we're going to take that felt sense that was in the body and we're going to flip it around and use our imaginations. So it's basically flipping the script here. What impact do you make on your environment? How are you felt? So imagine yourself moving through any natural environment that you like. It could be, you could be in water in the ocean, you could be moving through a forest, you could be anywhere, you walking through a desert, crossing a stream. But imagine yourself moving through a natural environment, and how is your body felt by those surfaces, both living and non-living? You know, as you walk, you're going to step on living things, and moss, plants, and bugs, worms. We can't help it. We're just big oafy creatures. So how is your body felt by the surfaces, both living and non-living, or what we think of as non-living? And what impact are you making from moment to moment? What traces might you leave behind? You know, your footprints, how you impact cobwebs and parts of plants. So we're going to do 5 minutes of that. And just there's everything I said is up here on the screen. So if you get lost, feel free to just look at those prompts. Okay, that was 5 minutes. Feel free to keep writing, anyone who's in a flow. And I know everyone's shy on Zoom, but if anyone has any little nugget you want to share, just unmute yourself. I'm going to give you a moment to do that while people finish whatever their last thought was. All right. Let's see. I want to actually, before we move on to the next thing, I should have gotten this ready, but I'm just going to invite you all to look up. There's a poem by Mark Strand. Gosh, what is it called? Does anyone remember what? Let me know if anyone's getting their memory jogged by this. It's about that he's moving through nature, and it's that everything is like sort of filling the space that he's passed through. I think what I'll do is I'll find it.
Is it keeping things whole?
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, so please look that up. Keeping Things Whole by Mark Strand. It's one of my favorite poems. And I should have gotten it for you, but anyways, I'll send it out, and maybe Maul or Dawn or Mary will send it out for you all. Okay. But that's anyone want to share anything? No. Okay. It's fine to be shy. All right, so I think it's one of the things of a Zoom workshop versus an in-person workshop, right? If you're in person, it's like a little easier to like feel like coming out of your shell, but when you're in your own private space, it's harder to do it. Anyways, let's go inside and go deeper. So this one, I don't think we'll be able, maybe we'll have enough time to go through the whole thing, but I think not. So I'm going to invite you to just feel free to take a screenshot if you want to work with this. It seems like someone wrote like a blue line on here. It's not on my, is anyone else seeing that? Yeah, okay, I don't know how that got there. It's not on my thing. But so sorry, you're gonna have a blue line. So surrender is a really important aspect of being in nature, as whether you're in your own nature or in the greater nature. And this, when you surrender, you can fall into the inner workings. So we're gonna find the story inside one of these objects here. So I'm gonna invite you to write the life story. Just pick one, so just one object. And it might not be your favorite object, but just kind of look at your objects and which one feels like you, like it's like write my story, you. And so we're gonna explore its present, because then you can get into its medicine, its qualities, and you may have like you already wrote those down perhaps, or maybe you see more now that you've kind of like opened up other senses. So just kind of take a moment to notice its medicine, its qualities, and then explore its past. And I'm just going to give you a chunk of time to do as much of this as you get to. I won't guide you through it, so it's all here for you to follow as you like. But just, this is my recommendation. Go start with present, then go to past. And you can see all the little bullet points, and then imagine its future if you want. Maybe it's enough to just do the present and the past for you. But so have fun with this. Let's write for just 5 more minutes, and then we'll leave a little time for closing up. Okay, so have fun. All right, those 5 minutes go by fast. So, we're getting to the conclusion of this workshop. And I think I'm going to skip the rest of these. But I just want to say that, well, I'll just leave these things up. If you want to connect with me further, these are all ways you can do that. Feel free to make a screenshot. And I'm very into being in community. So seriously, like, send me an email or, a message, and I'm happy to be in conversation and collaboration. And if you have any questions or anything you want to share, please feel free about this workshop, or anything that came up for you. That anyhow, that's all. Just want to say the conversation is welcome if you want to engage, and that's that. Are there any questions or any other things that people want to share from today?
Well, Ray, I really appreciate it, because I am such a visually oriented person like most people, and to really think in terms of, touch and sound, and the things maybe that I don't write about as much. And I found it a little bit of a challenge, but it was a good challenge. It really made me tap into my senses. So yeah, thank you for that. Thank
Yeah.
It looks like Paula asked if we could get copies of the slides. So I don't know how you feel about that. So
I hadn't thought of it beforehand. I think that's let me think about it. Let me
okay,
think about
okay, thank you, thank you
it. Yeah.
so much.
Just
I was-
because we moved so
oh,
quickly past it and you said take a screenshot and I didn't
Oh,
take
okay.
a screenshot, so there's the question. Maybe if it's on the recording, that's fine too.
Okay, yeah, it'll be on the recording, yeah. Do you guys send out a recording? Is that
We send out a recording to everyone who signed up.
great,
Yeah,
great. Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay, so then you'll have it. And
Yeah.
even the quick flip through the ones that we didn't get to. So yeah, it'll be in there.
great. Thank you, Ray.
Yeah.
I just wanted to echo what Ma said. I also feel I love going into the senses, and I also just really I really found that, I mean, maybe this is obvious, but all language is relational. Like, I started thinking about, like, how can I talk about the rain if I don't talk about the rain hitting something? Well, there's language being relational, but then there's phenomena being relational. So anyway, I was just thinking about that. I felt like I was having some sort of Zen cone mind experience there. um, Confounding and delightful.
Oh, thank you. Someone loved the snail fox. Yes. I had a project where I was putting a snail shell on lots of different animals. It's a reminder to slow down. For me. Yes. Let's see.
Oh, I just wanted to say I really love the process of the whole workshop. I mean, I could really feel I could really feel a change in myself when I thought about how I started the workshop to like the last bit of writing. And it really was kind of a common feeling that I have when I walk in the woods, but you kind of like, oh, this is nature, and oh yeah, I'm going to feel this way. But I really never really gone through that in writing. So I like the whole process of the pacing of the workshop.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I'm sorry, I kind of like squished everything in at the end, and hopefully it was a soft landing. But yeah. Anything else anyone wants to say or ask or share?
I appreciated everything. I don't have all the words. I've never really been a writer, so it's really good for me. I'm starting from square one with that.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I just think it takes a lot of courage to do that. And yeah, so but it's in there, and
Mhm.
it's like this way of like moving things out that you didn't know were in there. Yeah.
I really appreciated the script of projecting our impact on nature. That was a really, really cool exercise.
Thank you, Paula. Yeah. Yeah, it was good for me too. I needed it too. Um, but yeah, that was actually the most fruitful one for me the whole time. And I will just say, like, in response to Ma earlier, like, I had a hard time writing about sensation. I was like, oh, my workshop, I don't even know how to do this. And so yeah, so I tend to think more visually and sound. And when I went deeper into touch, I was like, ooh, it's a little bit dry here. So yeah, yeah. Um, okay, well, anything else before we close up? I want to honor people's time. Okay, I'm going to take that as a no. Well, I hope